What's going on, baby? It's the heavy hitter DJ Infrared. You know what we're doing. Shade 45. Heavy hitters are in the building. I got the often imitated, but they ain't nominated King of R&B in the building. What's going on, my man Blxst?
I'm feeling good. That was a hell of an intro. I appreciate that.
You know we had to do it. We got to do it right, man. So, I live in L.A., and I've been hearing your name bubbling for a minute. So for the people that are not familiar with you, you know what I'm saying? Let's get into it. So let them know where you're from, you know what I'm saying, what you've been doing and things like that.
Yes, sir. It's your boy Blxst from LA, South Central to be exact. Artist, producer. You may know me from it depends on what you may know me from, because we got a lot of hands and a lot of things, but we gonna let the story unfold.
So you being from LA and being South Central, like, what got you into R&B as opposed to rapping?
I feel like I was a student of rapping, just coming under my uncle, but I also was introduced to, like, neo soul, like Lauryn Hill and Erica Badu, Jill Scott from my mom. So I just infused both of them worlds. I like lyrics at the end of the day, and
100%.
I just blended into my own world.
And then, like, we had I feel like we had like a real big point where the R&B kind of died. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I think right now I feel the resurgence. So how do you feel? How do you feel about R&B, the state of R&B right now?
Man, it's a lot of R&B going on. I just feel like it's what you paying attention to. We got artists like Aaron Ray. We got artists like Lucky Day. We got artists like SZA, Janae Aiko. There's so many female artists that's running the game right
100%
now.
crazy.
So I think it's just what you paying attention to. But those are the artists that's in my realm.
So you being in LA with all these LA artists, you know what I'm saying? You got Rowdy, you got Mustard and everything, and I know you got this new project coming on. I seen you bring them in.
Yeah.
Did you know a lot of them before you got put on?
Yeah, a lot of these was organic relationships, like just being from the same city. Is Mustard, Terrence Martin, Roddy. These are people that I know they homies as well. I don't just know the individuals. So these is organic connections. And then even an artist like Larry June, which is from the Bay. The Bay is like the cousin of LA.
100%.
So that was just speaking for itself. That's somebody I'm a fan of. I respect his grind, his brand, and the fans requested it more than I did.
Nah, 100%.
Yeah.
So, like, for those people that are not from LA, can we break down how the support is over here? Because being from the East Coast, there's a lot of different cities, and you could drive maybe an hour away and you're in a different state.
Yeah.
Over here, what I'm noticing is there's so much camaraderie here, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people here. So how does that build you as an artist?
Man, it's crazy because it wasn't always like that. Like, if you really know, LA is real political. We have a crazy gangbanging culture. So, but I feel like the new generation, we get it now. We about the bag. We trying to get the money. We about camaraderie. So artists like Roddy Ricch, artists like Kalen for real, Bino Rideau, like, we not afraid to take that leap and work with each other because it's a bigger purpose and a different example we trying to set than the older generation.
100%. And then this project, is just for Clarity too, right?
Yes, sir.
So just for Clarity too, I mean, I see you got Mustard on there, you got Larry June, you got the Rowdy record, Passionate.
Yeah.
What do those records mean to you, man? Being from the city, man.
Man, it's different. For example, like the record I got, Passionate with Roddy, this is an artist that I seen the come up before anybody else seen it, and vice versa. He seen me in the trenches before anybody else even knew the name Blxst. So moments like this, and even the title speaks for itself. It's like our passion got us to this point. It's a
100%.
full circle moment, and I got nothing but respect for Roddy.
And the crazy thing about LA is, man, I feel like it's the biggest small city in the world. You know what I mean? Because, like, when I moved here, you got 15 million people in greater LA.
Yeah.
But then everybody know each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you being from here and you blowing up now because you're like on like 2 billion streams, like you're on a whole nother level now. How is it moving around the city now as opposed to growing up here?
Man, I think for me, it's a different experience, because I'm not from nobody gang. So I get that neutral love anywhere I go, and I'm able to work with different artists on both sides of the spectrum. But it's a weird dynamic because we close to Hollywood too. You feel me? And a lot of celebrities connect or may seep through the cracks and meet real LA individuals.
100%.
And I feel like the relationships is just organically because we gonna rub shoulders sooner or later anyway.
No, 100%. And I feel like that's a crazy dynamic that you brought that up because a lot of LA artists, I feel that they are groomed to
Yeah.
be stars before they even blow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a gift and a curse. Cause sometimes you could be too bougie. You feel me? Cause you may know somebody that know Drake, and you
Yeah,
feel like you
yeah,
somebody now, but
yeah.
you gotta build your own foundation at the end of the day. So it's a gift and a curse. You can use that relationship to help you, or it can hinder you too.
100%. Now, I mean, we got to get to these streaming numbers, bro. It's crazy.
Wow,
Over 2 billion streams, man.
wow, that's news to me.
So it's kind of insane. What was the first? I don't even say the first record, but what was the first moment that you knew that you was on? Like you know you was ready. Yeah, I'm here now.
Ah man, that word is crazy because like fame on, like celebrity. I'm still adjusting to those titles, but I think what really like made it real for me was getting that hit up from Kendrick to be on his album.
Hundred
You know what I'm
percent.
saying? This was a moment where Kendrick didn't put out an album in like 5 years,
100%.
and this is an artist that my whole family respect. He like number one in my whole, my family as far as my siblings. So he made it real for me. Like he validated that I'm really on the right path doing what I love.
Yeah, cause I mean, for you being from LA to see Kendrick blow up so big, and then you get that call.
Yeah,
I mean, that's monumental right there.
for
I mean,
real.
besides that, who else would you want to work with out of LA that you haven't worked with yet?
Out of LA, I think when I think of LA that I haven't worked with, it's more the OGs. So I would say like the DJ Quicks, you feel me? Dr. Dre. I got a record with Snoop. I was gonna say Snoop, but yeah, more the OGs. You feel me? Because I feel like the young OG connection.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
it's a bridge that hasn't been fulfilled yet, and we gotta make that gap close.
I'm gonna have to call Battle Cat for you,
Yeah,
man.
Battle
I'll
Cat. You
put the
feel me?
I'll put the caller. That's big bro
You
right
feel
there.
me?
So you know what I mean. Now, but definitely, I love what you're doing right now, bro. I've been a fan myself. You know what I mean. So when they told me, yo, I got Blxst coming through, I'm like, perfect. You know what I mean? Because I listen to all the joints, even when you on the Peru joint.
No.
I mean, all of like Chosen. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I really like what you're doing, and I don't feel like you sound like anybody.
Man.
Like so for you, especially in this day and age where we got like kind of a copycat kind of situation going on. I feel like you're in a pocket where you don't really sound like anybody. But who are your influences to help you build your sound?
It's a gumbo pot of artists. I would say artists like D'Angelo. We mentioned DJ Quick, Pharrell, Nate Dogg, Ty Dolla $ign. Um, I'm just a fan of artists who can play in different worlds. Like I can do a song with Chris Brown, but I could do a song with Nas as well.
Hundred
I could do a
percent.
song with Kendrick, but I could do a song with, you know, Janae Aiko. Like I can blend in so many worlds. And I think people attract to that because I don't, I'm like right in the middle and I'm not so left to where you don't understand it.
100%. And speaking of like working with different artists, how many tours have you been on so far? Because I know you running around
Yeah.
like crazy.
Well, I've been on 2 tours so far, which is both headlining tours, humbly saying, you know what I'm saying? But I got the opportunity to do my first Australia run last year, my first Europe run last year. It's been crazy, man. The tour life is still adjusting to it, but the fans around the world been showing so much love, selling out, going crazy. I'm excited to get back on the road after I drop this next album.
So how is it overseas as compared to being in the States? You know what I'm saying? Because I know that tour life overseas got to be insane.
Yeah, even like Australia and Melbourne specifically, I think the love is heavier out there because they don't typically get artists to travel 14 hours
Yeah,
across the water. You feel me?
that's too
To
much,
to
man.
show up, so they embrace you with genuine, organic love. Like everybody who showed up to my show in Australia also came to the after party. You feel me? Also wanted to take pictures and show me the merch. Like, Blxst, we've been listening to you since Headshots, like early songs. So I love going overseas because it's a different type of feeling.
And that must be crazy. You know what I mean? Like you're a kid from LA, and then you go on the other side of the world, and you got people singing your songs word for word. You know what I mean?
hmm
I mean, like that first time that you touched like that soil over there, and you seen that, like how was that feeling?
Man, it's a culture shock from the food to the way it's crazy. It's a weird fact, but the toilet flushes
Flush
in
the
a
other
different
way.
way. Even like the outlets, it's different plug, the currency. It's so much things you gotta adjust to when you're traveling. But it's a dope experience, especially sharing it with, with people that seen the entire process, like, my team, you feel me? So it's moments that you can't buy. And I would advise everybody to travel, even if you don't do music, you feel me? Get those experiences.
100%, man. Especially with just interacting with the people
Yeah.
from these different places. You know, you get different perspective. You know what I mean? Food, I think food is the number one thing you need to go, to connect with other people from other places, man.
Right.
So speaking of that, what's your favorite food out of the United States that you've tried so far?
Favorite food. That's a tough question. It was one spot, and I can't think of the name. I wish I knew the name because it was a black-owned restaurant, but it was Caribbean food. I love Caribbean food, but it was out in London. Um, Caribbean spot. Shout out to my guy that showed love because he gave us the whole menu, open arms. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what's up.
Yeah.
Nah, that's dope.
I
So
wish I knew the name. I feel horrible.
that's a good Google. We're gonna come back to it. You know what I mean? You can put it on your Instagram, Twitter, or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you right now, you got the project out. You got this EP, which is fire. You know what I
Thank
mean? And I feel like you're not a singles artist. I feel like you're more of a project artist because,
Wow.
like, you know what I mean? The way you paint the picture, people could dive into your projects, and all your records are good.
Thank
You don't have a lot of skip tracks.
That's love, bro.
You know what I mean? So we got the EP going. So obviously we leading up to a big project too. But let's talk about this EP. What does this whole thing mean to you?
Yeah, just for clarity too, which is the second installment, obviously. But I use these moments like this to create my own world. I'm a fan of artists that drop series of bodies of work like Dream Chasers 1, Dream Chasers 2, or you
Facts.
may have Kanye West Graduation, A College Dropout. You know what I'm saying? So this is my version of that. And in the blast world, just for clarity. And it's like a moment for me to not be so serious, not be so cohesive like my other bodies of work, and to work with artists that I'm a fan of. You feel me? It's a fun moment. And it's called Just for Clarity. I call it the Flawless 4-pack. Cause like you said, it's not no skips on there. You're gonna love it.
100%. 1,000%. And one thing I can say about the younger artists that y'all are doing that the older artists didn't really get an opportunity to do is venture out into different business. You know what I'm saying? So for you, what else you got going on besides the music?
Yeah, man. We at Eagle, which is the label, we got the venture side of things. We got the label side. We got the publishing side, which we develop in other artists. But on the venture side, we investing in companies. Early starting companies that we feel are cohesive with the brand. We just invested in a company called Chubby Snacks, which is like an organic peanut butter and jelly sandwich, vegan.
Word.
It's going crazy in Whole Foods. So we just aligning ourselves with different things like that represent the brand as well.
That's dope, man. So like you got a venture side, you got the publishing side, the
Yeah.
label side. We got any artists you bringing up right now?
Yeah, shout out Jay Million, the artist, producer from Long Beach. He going crazy. We got Grandmaster Vic on the publishing end, producer, songwriter, artist. Got Jay Pilot. We building the roster right now. We early, but we're making our blueprint.
You already know what it is. Heavy hitter DJ Infared. I got my man Blxst in here. LA, we in here heavy.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? You got any shout outs to give out before we jet?
Man, shout out to the Eagle team, you feel me? The people that put me in position to win. Shout out the whole squad. I would go down the list, but I will say this though. Happy birthday, Mac the Shooter. Let's get
You
it.
already. Big shout out to everybody. Let's go.